All right, my name is Jonathan, and I am the founder of City Campers Ministry. We are a small nonprofit that goes out in Lacey and Olympia to the different homeless camps and talks to people that are living there, different sites. We bring them basic supplies, hats, gloves. Sometimes we got clothes, sometimes we got food, toiletries items. But above all, we just start to meet people, we pray with people, we just start to get to know them. And when they're ready to get off the street, we have avenues to help them do that. All right, so when we started City Campers, we were looking for a van. We thought it'd be great to have a van to go out, but I quickly realized the amount of supplies that we get was going to max out a van. And when I worked at a previous ministry, we had a van and we had a warehouse where we could put stuff. So I started to look at like box trucks or like utility trucks and things like that, and then came across an ambulance and thought that would be perfect with all the doors, all the different compartments, being able to get people inside. We have 6 seat belts inside, and there's the lights to kind of keep us safe if we're on the side of the road. And so I was able to go look at this ambulance, and before I went to go look at it, we actually had someone that donated money for us to buy the ambulance. So we went out, it was not running when we got it. We had it towed back, got just different repairs done on it, and it smokes like a forest fire, but it gets the job done, pretty much. So that's kind of where we are now. We did get a donation to fix some of the other things that we wanted to fix, so we're gonna be jamming pretty good. And just now, the last couple of weeks, I've started to get people that kind of flag me down because they know who I am, they know what I'm doing, and I'm able to help people that way and just kind of be a visual for people downtown. Also, some of the businesses, one of the business that I took it to for service, he's seen me a few times driving around, and he said it makes him feel happy to know that he's the one that helped me fix it. So that's kind of the ambulance. It's a great way for me, with just the busyness of life, just being able to get in the ambulance on Tuesdays and just drive away from my house. Is just kind of a time where I can just kind of focus on what I'm going to be doing that day, pray about who I'm going to meet, how I can just meet the needs. And it's just a great way to really live out my faith in a tangible way. Every time I get in an ambulance, I'm serving to people and serving God, and it's a great smoky mess that I love. I'm serving the homeless because I've been in church ministry for a long time, and we moved up to Washington, and nothing was really working church ministry wise. So I got a job at a rescue mission, and I started to do outreach with the homeless because I've had done some outreach kind of projects in the past with churches, and it just really connected because it was a very here's the stuff that I have, here's people that need it, and I could pray with them, and there's never a shortage of need. And it was just a great way to be able to see what I was doing and what God was doing through me. And I think that really spoke to me in that way, and that's why I've continued on doing it. I worked at another mission as a chaplain, and there wasn't any kind of outreach program. So I was at the mission all day, which was great. It was a great ministry, but I always thought if there's something that we can go out and talk to people that aren't going to come to the mission, that are out in the outskirts, that's what I wanted to do. And that's how I started City Campers and roped my dad in and a couple other people into doing it with me. I think the most common misconception about homeless is that they're lazy and they should just go out and get a job. And I think that everyone comes to the situation where we find them in through different means and through different ways, whether it be addiction or family or just life. And I think if people stopped to talk to people that they see on the street and hear their story and see them through Christ's eyes, they might have a little more compassion, and they might understand a little more about what people go through. I know there's a lot of times when I'm talking to someone, just hearing their story, the stories can tend to be the same over and over again, but it's each person's individual story. No matter how many times you've heard, I had a big house, I had lots of cars, I had a great job. It's that was previously, and now they're here. And I don't always say, well, how did you get here? I just listen to their story. And I think that that's hard for us sometimes when we want, especially people in ministry want to try to fix something, and we're not there to fix anything. We're there to come alongside them, help them where we can, and when they're ready, they can let us know and we can help them as much as we can. We'll help them as much as they'll allow us to. Well, the mission statement of City Campers is the Great Commission. Go out and make disciples, baptize them in my name. And I think that Jesus was very clear before he left. He gave them a clear mission, like go out, do stuff, like help people. And I think that being our mission, it's very like, there's not really a lot of question on what we're gonna do. Like if we start to go in a different direction that's not in line with our mission, it's very clear how we get back to our mission. We just go out and we serve. And the way that we're doing that is just through this outreach. We don't have, a facility. We only have the ambulance. We head out and we talk to people, and when we're able to bring people in, we have partnerships with shelters and able to get them in that way. So, the story I was gonna share is before City Campers, actually, when I was at the mission, I decided that I wanted to have an easy outlet and an easy approachable way for people to come and talk to me that might not come and talk to me. So I set up this tent, this little like canopy in front of the mission, and I just put a banner on it that said prayer tent. And people just come and, they'd ask for prayer, or they just come and talk to us what we're doing. But this one guy that I kind of started to build a relationship with he would come every single week and he would talk, and sometimes he would ask for prayer, and sometimes he would just talk and just kind of, stand around. And then through the time I was there, I got to know him, got to know a little bit of his story. He was really closed off at first and was able to kind of hear little bits and pieces of his story. And even now I see him on the street and it's just like a little bit more of his story comes out. I hear a little bit more, he'll share a little bit more. And just recently, last couple of weeks, every time I pull up, he's waiting for me, and he'll come, he'll greet me, we'll chit chat a little bit, he'll get some, things that he needs, and he'll always be like, hey, I think we should pray for this. I think this is a good thing to be praying about. And he's just able to open up a little more because I'm consistent, because I'm building that relationship with him. I like to tease him because he's a really tall guy and he's got a really big beard, and I used to tease him that he looks like a professor, and that he's actually a professor out on the street doing a research for this doctorate program that he doesn't really like that. But not even part of the story. But it's funny, but we'll meet him. He's a cool guy, and I think that just seeing his face every week and just like the excitement and just like talking to him about like one of the food packs that we give out, he's always excited to get it because he spaces it out every day. He eats a different item from the food pack, and he's just excited. When we come back around to get a food pack last week, he asked if he could have another food pack for one of the other guys that's been kind of hanging around him. And so it's just been a development of this relationship that we've been able to have. And he knows, when he's ready to get off the street, I can help him do that. And I've talked to him a few different times, like, hey, they're opening up some tiny houses. Maybe you should get an application. Just trying to kind of show him that path. And he's also a couple of times had someone with him waiting for me to show up, and he introduces me to them and tells them what I have, and he's my biggest cheerleader, I guess. He wouldn't like me calling him a cheerleader. If there were big, tall, gray-bearded cheerleaders, he'd be the poster child. So I would say the first step, no matter where you are, pretty much in the country, in any state, in almost any city, if you find a soup kitchen, you just go down and you say, hey, I want to serve a meal. Just being able to serve a meal, you got a very clear task. They usually are very organized. You serve the meal, this is what you do, and you're able just to kind of have that initial contact. I know a lot of people that came to the mission that would serve meals, they were nervous about it because they don't interact with the homeless. But I tell them there's literally a wall or a divider between you and them. And so you're very safe, but you're also handing them something that's very tangible that they need. And I think, more often than not, someone will go and they'll volunteer in a kitchen or something, and then they'll be like, hey, Jonathan, I did this. I want to go out and hit the streets with you in the van or in the ambulance, and kind of take the next step that way. I think the other thing is just learn about homelessness, is learn hear the stories, see the pictures of people that were homeless that aren't anymore, that people that have done documentaries or books or different things, just showing faces of people that are out on the street. Those are very easy things. I mean, the other thing is, if you're in Olympia or you're in Washington and you want to come out with us, I mean, every Tuesday we're hitting the streets. On our website, we're going to have a calendar for sign up, and we'll take you out, show you around, help some people, and it'll be great. Yeah, I just want to just thank you for listening to us, for watching our video, for hearing a little bit about City Campers and about what we're doing. If you want to know more, always hit our website, email me, whatever you need. I will be more than happy to talk to you about what we do and how you might be able to be a part of it. So thank you, and have a great day, have a great night, have a great week. Just keep doing sound bites. Have a great month. Have a great COVID. Parting words. No, I think that's all I got.